The Bring a Trailer podcast.
Well, hello, everybody. Alex coming to you today, not from the Bring a Trailer headquarters, but instead from the media center at Laguna Seca. A little bit of a change of venue, which is exciting for us. Normally, we're up in our little office in San Francisco. Joined today by Maddox, head of creative for Donut. Max, thanks for being here.
Happy to be here. Nice to meet you, Alex.
So you said you are kind of a Laguna Seca Car Week veteran. You've done it a couple times before?
I wouldn't call myself a veteran. I've been here once for Car Week, and that was last year.
Cool.
And I sort of dabbled in the Car Week scene, so I didn't do the full thing. I didn't go to Pebble Beach. I didn't go to the Quail, but I kind of went to some of the ancillary events that happen around. So, you know, you get the various houses that the automakers have. We were here last year interviewing Horacio Pagani, which was very incredible. But it's funny, actually, just yesterday I was pulling into our hotel and we're staying at the ranch over in Carmel Valley.
Okay.
And we were driving a big Cadillac Vistic, which is their electric SUV.
Okay.
And we're kind of pulling into the valet lot, and all of a sudden this Pagani just zooms in front of me and I had to slam on the brakes. And who was it? But it was Horacio Pagani himself driving the thing.
Amazing.
So
amazing.
Yeah.
So you just came back from what sounds like a rad Corvette drive. You guys are getting to drive some new kind of hot metal. Is that the stuff that you like for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, Corvettes and high power stuff.
I don't even know what the Cadillac is that you just mentioned. I'm so used to these old cars like this.
So the Cadillac Vistic, it's one size smaller than an Escalade. It's a 3-row electric SUV. Not exactly my primary interest, I would say.
But I bet it's nice. Escalades are sick.
It was a really comfy ride up here. I'd never driven an electric car that far, so we had to stop and charge twice, which gave me a little bit of anxiety. It felt like we were kind of on the wire getting here with just a couple miles on the tank, but comfy ride, I will say. They're making a pretty nice vehicle. And
is that on the market now, or is that something coming?
Yeah, I think you can buy a Vistic right now if you felt
Vistic with a Q, is that how it is?
That's right, just like the, what's the other one?
There's a Lyric or something? Yeah,
and a couple of those other ones for their electric cars, Agenda IQ suffix. That's one of the things we're doing here. So GM is hosting us, and today we also did a Corvette drive with the new ZR1. So that's the...
School me on that car a little bit. This is the thing that they just kind of rolled out, right?
Yeah, so the C8 Corvette has been in production for, I want to say, like 5 or so years at this point. And so they started with kind of the base model, and you got the Stingray and the Z06. ZR1 is the one that now has 1,064 horsepower.
And is there electric going into that, or is that turbos on it's a quad cam high revving flat plane motor for the Z06, right?
That's right. So
this is above that.
Yeah, so this is the flat plane, similar to the Z06, but I think they're calling it the LT7.
Okay.
Twin turbo and
like 1,000 horsepower.
1,064, and so no electric assist on this one. They do have the ZR1X, which just set a Nürburgring record just a couple days ago, and it's like a sub 7-second Nürburgring lap.
Is this all-wheel drive, or is this rear-wheel drive only?
The one I drove is rear-wheel, but the electric hybrid one is all-wheel. So
that's amazing.
It's a lot to keep track of, a lot of numbers, and honestly, a lot of the GM guys sometimes get jumbled up too, because I mean they have so many, and they also have internal code names for all their things. So
of course.
I can't
Had you driven a C8 before?
Yeah, I've driven one in the past. So we drove one right when it came out. It was the first press car that I ever got to drive, which was
that's a cool car.
really fun for me. Took it up the crest and had some fun. That was during the pandemic too, so you could get away with not having
pretty empty roads.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. And then we drove the E-Ray a couple of years ago too when that came out, which is that's the hybrid.
Yeah, okay.
Somewhere in the middle of the range.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is notably different?
Oh yeah, the E-Ray is interesting because you have the V8 behind you, but you also have the hybrid in the front, and they mix the sound together.
Okay, interesting.
And I think they do pump a little bit of the audio in, but you hear the spooling up of the electric system, that kind of like, whoo, while you have the V8. It's a really interesting feeling, and I liked it more than I thought I would.
Cool. I've heard that about the third generation NSX. I've always wanted to drive one. And I remember there was kind of press, people didn't love the electric one when it came out. But I've also heard some people say that, when those electric motors kind of pull you out of a corner, it's actually a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, you don't have any of the lag that you would normally have with the gearing of an internal combustion engine. And honestly, I think that NSX, that third gen, it was ahead of its time.
Totally.
And that people complain
about. Seems like everyone's doing it now, right?
Porsche's doing it, BMW, I think Lamborghini's got a hybrid system now, so it's pretty commonplace at this point.
Awesome. Man, I'm going to get carried away talking about modern cars. Can you school us a little bit on Donut itself? Tell us a little bit. Our community probably familiar with it, but give us the elevator pitch. Tell us a little bit about what Donut is, or what it is today.
Yeah, man. So Donut Media is an automotive entertainment channel. We primarily make YouTube videos for younger audience. I would say somewhere in the 16 to 35 demo is who we generally make videos for. We've been making YouTube videos for 10 years now at this point.
You have a pretty significant merch wing too, don't you?
Yeah, we
Is that
sell
a big part of the business?
We also sell clothes. We have a podcast. We've got a soap now that we sell.
Amazing.
And
I was reading about your toys that you have, which was like a Kickstarter or a crowdfunded thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. So we also did it's like a sort of a cartoony model car.
Yeah.
And we had done some that were officially licensed through Honda and Acura, and so we had S2000 as well as an Integra Type R.
Cool.
So yeah, we sold those a while ago. We relaunched our Kickstarter. This is also during the pandemic.
It sounds like a pandemic.
Oh, dude, it was such a pain in the ass. I know I wasn't directly working on the stocky is what it's called. I wasn't directly working on the stocky team, but man, I just remember all the supply chain issues that they ran into because it was right around that time, and it was just like horrible to get that off the ground. But
what is your background? What brings you to Donut? Were you like a creative guy, always like a media person? Are you a designer? What's your journey?
Yeah, so I've been at Donut for 6.5 years now, and I started as an editor.
Okay.
I've always been really interested in cars and media.
In video editing?
Video editing,
okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
exactly. So I started at Donut as a video editor for our show Bumper to Bumper when that first launched, which is a show that we did that would do features on interesting vehicles. And it was like very stylized. We'd pick like really cool cars, and we wouldn't drive them, but we'd talk about the story, and we'd, sit in them and
talk to the owners too?
Not always.
Okay.
Yeah. It was more, it's very host driven.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Part of the thing with Donut is we have 6 main hosts at this point. And we've had other hosts how should I word this? We've had other hosts graduate from Donut. And we brought a lot of new hosts in the last year or so. And we're very much host to camera for the most part.
And are you one of those people, or are you behind the scenes? Are you a mix of both?
Mostly behind the scenes. Yeah.
Okay.
I've done,
you prefer it that way?
Yeah, honestly, at one point in time I wanted to be on camera more. I thought I did at least, and I realized it's just, I prefer the art of creating video and occasionally cameoing, and I was doing our podcast for a little while.
I've listened
as
to
well.
you on the pod before.
Cool.
Yeah. And you're obviously a super knowledgeable and passionate car person. What does head of creative mean? Like, what does that job entail at Donut?
Yeah, so head of creative, in regards to the YouTube channel, I basically oversee the creative process from inception of ideas all the way to the final product that you see.
No
that
kidding.
goes up
Like
on
even
the YouTube
conceptualizing
channel.
like, yes, we're going to do this show. No, we're not going to do this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. So I work with the people at Donut to make sure that we're fostering the best possible ideas, and ideas can come in from anywhere. We have an open forum for people to pitch ideas. And
how many people work at the company?
I'd say about 30 or so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And from what the research I've done, it seems like it's like very like open. Everyone can pitch an idea, right? It's a kind of a open market of ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And we really want to be able to make the videos that we ourselves want to make at Donut, and from the hosts, the people on camera, to the directors, which are the folks that really like move the projects along, and editors and everybody. Like ideas really do kind of come from everywhere, which is really cool. But yeah, and I'm kind of there with every step of the way to make sure that the videos make sense for the channel and that they're just as good as they can possibly be.
Yeah, awesome. Are you guys all in a room together, or you have to do it all remotely?
It's kind of split. So we have an office space in Inglewood, California, right under the LAX flight path. So
no kidding.
That's like
louder or quieter than the race cars going around right now?
A little quieter, actually. This is more noise than I'm used to, but
it's good noises here.
I had tuned it out, so now that you've mentioned it, I'm more aware of it.
Our CEO Randy's in this run group right now, out in his Mustang. So these
cool.
These are cars that sound good with big high revving V8s.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, this is my first time at Laguna Seca too. It's
no kidding.
Oh man, it's really surreal to be here.
Have you gotten to cruise around a little bit, or did you just rushed
Not
in?
at all. No, so we literally finished this Corvette drive down to Big Sur, and I'm like watching the map, knowing that I'm supposed to be here at Laguna Seca, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna take what, like an hour, or maybe even less, depending on how fast we can drive it.
Not during
no, it was like an hour and a half, and we were just stuck in traffic the whole time. And we like showed up at the gate, and I'm already late. I'm like, I don't know where to go, and so
I feel like we should be walking around the pits instead of talking here. Are you a racing guy at all?
Kind of, not a ton. I mean, I appreciate that motorsport exists, but it's not something that I follow religiously.
But even if you like cars, it's just so sick to walk around the pits.
It's really
here.
cool to see, man. I mean, we saw some of these race cars just walking in here, like old Mercedes.
It's the whole history of, there's a Porsche 804, the only Porsche Grand Prix car, sitting right there. It's like
crazy,
50 feet from where we're sitting.
Crazy.
I've never seen one before.
And
so,
dude, like walking around Car Week or just being in this environment.
Yeah.
You see all like these supercars, and you see 911s and whatever driving by, 356s, but then you'll just see like I saw a British Ford Escort.
Oh yeah, tell me what are some of the crazy spots you've had so far?
There's a 356 race car with like the race livery, and you could tell it was all patinaed up, like some guy bought an old race car, and it was just totally slammed, and this dude was cruising it along. I think that was the first car that we saw when we drove in. I was just like, we're here.
Yeah.
We saw 20 Bugattis drive by today.
I mean, you see stuff you're not going to see elsewhere. It's amazing. One of my colleagues just texted me, some guy's just cruising around in his F50 using it as his car to,
saw that F50
yeah, okay, great.
Driving.
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Top down.
Yeah. Amazing.
And then you got all these jalopies too. Like you've got these.
Oh, yes.
Conquerors
of Lemons is either today or maybe happened yesterday. That's an amazing event.
Oh, yeah.
Into it.
All the $500.
Yeah.
Well, 500.
Totally. Yeah,
I don't know if that's
sure.
the case anymore, but.
What kind of stuff are you into? What gets you excited?
Old Beamers for the most part.
Cool.
I have 3 old BMWs. So I grew up with an E30 as my first car.
You're a young man. How old is old for you?
I'm
scared to ask.
32 years old. So this would have been 2011 or so. 2010 I think is when I got my E30, when it was still kind of like a cheap used car.
6-cylinder car? 4-cylinder car?
Yeah, 6-cylinder.
Okay.
So it's a 325e, so it's the ETA.
Oh, yeah.
And I had that, my dad bought me that car for $200.
Amazing.
In 2010.
Amazing.
And, it was pretty rough for a while, and I daily drove it through high school. After I graduated college, it kind of finally graduated to project car, and I was able to start messing with it, and so I've just done everything under the sun of that car.
Still have it?
Yeah, 15 years later, I do still have that car.
Is it pretty modified, or is it still?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's full suspension wheels, Euro kit. I like to collect really rare body kit parts for it.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
I got this kind of like a ground effects kit made by Hella, who
the light
makes
company?
lights.
No kidding.
And as far as all the research I've done indicates, they only made 20 of them.
In period? This is like an 80s kit?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Just the front, just the front part.
Does it look like an M-Tech body kit? Or
it's like an M-Tech,
Yeah,
it's lower. It's kind of like a BBS meets an M-Tech, so it's a little bit lower than, honestly, anything I've ever seen. And I contacted Hella, because it has a part number on it. It's got their logo and a part number.
It's just the air dam, or it's all the way around? It's skirts and everything? Okay, all right.
They didn't have any record of this part ever existing.
No kidding.
They couldn't tell me anything about it.
Amazing.
So I'd love to know more. If anybody is listening and knows about the Hella front air dam for the early Euro E30, I'm dying to know more about it. I still have it, but I took that off because it's like so rare that
you don't want to
I don't want to be the guy that ruins the 1 of 20 piece.
Totally. There may have been one on BAT. This is the right community to ask. The E30 nuts are out in force.
Absolutely.
Your other old BMWs are E30s as well?
No, I have an 8 Series as well.
No kidding.
An 850i.
12. Is it
V12?
6-speed?
No.
Okay.
It's not a 6-speed, but what's interesting is that it's a Japan import.
Okay.
So
sold new there?
Sold new in Japan.
But left-hand drive still?
Left-hand drive.
Yeah, that's interesting. A lot of those cars, when the yen was up, and they're all coming back now, were left-hand drive, but people took them to Japan.
Which was interesting. I didn't realize this. We like JDM cars because they right-hand drive and it's kind of fun and like quirky that you get to drive on the wrong side. They thought it was pretty sick to drive on the left side. These big baller businessmen in the 90s, when they were in their bubble era,
100%.
Buying crazy German cars, and that was a flex for them to be driving the Euro spec one. So I don't know who owned it. I don't know anything about it.
Is it modified at all?
I did some wheels.
You
and
did
suspension.
it, but it wasn't modified in Japan?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a slick top too, factory, which you don't really see with those. So it's pretty cool. Low miles.
Color?
Silver. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Silver. Yeah.
That's a great car.
It's a fun car.
I have not driven one of those in a million years. They're wonderful. They have kind of a big, solid, awesome feeling to them.
Yeah, it's one of those cars that I think is just visually one of the coolest looking cars of all
Beautiful
time.
cars.
And I got a really good opportunity to buy this. Actually, Donut got acquired a couple of years ago, and the company that acquired us just gave us this car.
No kidding. It was already imported?
It was already imported.
Yeah, okay.
And our shop manager, Adam, went through the process of actually getting it California registered and everything. So I don't know how he did it, but it has California plates on it, and it's a legit drivable car. And we didn't have a purpose for it, and we were like getting pressure to sell a bunch of cars because we were running out of parking lot space, because that is an issue in LA. So I was like, I'll buy it. And so I bought it from Donut.
You drive it a fair amount?
Not too often. No.
Okay.
No, I don't drive it too often. It's
That'd
one of
have
those
been a good
cars.
car to bring to Laguna on the 5 on the way up here.
I think that car would
We
be
always
very
think about
well
Laguna
here.
cars, like what's a good car to drive up to Car Week, and that would be a fun one.
Well, it's pretty cool seeing what all the, you got groups of kids now that are just like filming the cars drive by, and I think that's one that would probably do well.
Next year,
maybe.
Yeah.
It's one of those cars that every time I drive it, I think something's gonna break. Like, I don't roll the rear windows down at all and they work, but I don't want to find out what happens if they don't.
You'd think you'd have a high tolerance for that if you're a guy who likes old BMWs.
Dude, I've changed too many window regulators.
Window regulators, totally.
It is called trauma.
Yeah, for sure. Does that mean you've owned an E36 or no?
No, but
I've changed plenty of those on E36s.
No, I've helped friends change E36 regulators for sure. And then my other one, I have a 540i E39 Touring.
Oh, very cool.
So
those are fantastic cars.
Yeah, and that has been my daily for the last 5 years.
Well, maybe I think I heard you talking about this on a podcast. I think maybe I heard you also express fear that something's going to break on that every time you drive it.
I currently have 2 windows out, and the sunroof doesn't work, and the rear hatch doesn't open.
Yeah.
It's and that's like with me changing them all
deferred
the time.
maintenance. That happened to a lot of old BMWs, right? That's why so many of them were cheap for so long.
Well, you know what the problem is too? It's like all the window regulators fail, and I just keep throwing Rock Auto window regulators in there, thinking like, yeah, it'll be fine for a little while. It's not worth it. And this is my message to you, the listener. Just get the OEM window regulator. Totally. It's worth it.
Yeah. Fix it once.
Yeah.
Buy once, cry once. Do you have other interests, cars outside of BMWs? What else gets you excited?
I've always liked Porsches.
Okay. Were you part of the $850 BAT Porsche purchase? Was that part of one of your deals?
I am absolutely. I'm absolutely a part of that.
Okay, you're part of that.
I'm the one who decided to bid on it.
Okay, great.
And decided that. Well, honestly, so context. $850 911
from Dennis Collins, our guy Dennis.
Collins, yeah. I saw it on Bring a Trailer, and I'd been following it, and I, it's sort of like, that'll probably go for like $4,000.
Yeah.
Because I've seen 911s of that condition sell for more than they should, frankly.
And he did a pretty hilarious presentation on it too, which was
he did a great job. He made a really funny like driving video where it was on the back of a trailer, and he measured the paint depth and everything, and I don't know, I was just following it. There were 5 minutes left, and it was still kind of hovering around that $750 range. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it, $850. And the clock ticked down, and I was like, I've never bid on a car and Bring a Trailer before. And anxiety set in, and then it said that I won, and I'm just like, okay, well, now I've just bought this broken Porsche.
Did you have a plan? Did you have a plan for it or anything
Literally
at that
not
time?
at all.
This was just an in total impulse.
Yeah. And then once I did that, I called Nolan Sykes, our editor-in-chief, and was like, hey man, I just bought this Porsche, what do you think? You want to do a video on it? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So we went to Texas, picked it up, and made a little video about buying the world's
Hang out with Dennis a little bit?
Yeah,
he's a hoot.
He showed me he gave me the tour of the compound and walked me through the legacy of this car.
Amazing.
Which, has been through it.
What are you going to do with it? Can you reveal that? Do you have a plan?
Yeah, I mean, so far we haven't done anything to it, and I'm a little bummed we just haven't had the bandwidth.
Yeah, okay.
We published 2...
Yeah, you guys are hustlers, man. Watching you and your colleagues, I couldn't do it.
We publish 2 videos a week on our main channel. In addition to, we've got a couple of other channels that make content in the podcast, but we've been doing a lot of really build-heavy content. We have a big road trip series we've been planning for that's currently shooting, and literally have not had the bandwidth to do anything to this car because of the extent of work it needs.
Yeah, for sure.
So the state of it right now, we had John...
But our ideas... cruising around in the backyard.
I got ideas. Here's what I want to do. Aesthetically, change nothing. It's like the roof is caved in, the fender's crushed.
It's got BBS wheels on it, doesn't it?
It's got BBS wheels, like the Epsilon looking wheels.
Clones,
so,
yeah.
I want to leave it aesthetically like that, but I want the frame straight.
Yeah, of course.
And basically just bolt on a running drivetrain and drive it around looking exactly like that.
Amazing.
So I'm thinking,
a Porsche drivetrain or something else?
I think because of the nature of how cheap it is, we're treating it as the Porsche for the people.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do, right?
Yeah, totally.
If we stumble across a cheap Porsche drivetrain, sure, but also I'm thinking like other flat sixes that might
be
able to plug in.
I think I'm remembering this correctly. Somebody put a Harley V twin in a Porsche shell one time for a Lemons race.
So
there's like weird stuff is cool too.
One Predator engine from Harbor Freight. I don't know, anything. I just think the idea of, and by the way, clean title. So Dennis Collins gave us a license plate for it because for whatever reason, because he's a Texas dealer, he's able to issue one. So it was technically street legal for about 3 months.
CD Jeep, yeah, those guys are legit. Man,
but I just love the idea of driving it around here. I think it would probably
Concourse of Lemons, it would be perfect, man.
Yeah, or even just like down the main drag in Monterey where all the supercars are. I think it would break some necks for sure.
It would be really fun.
Yes.
It would be really fun. What are you doing? What's the road trip content? What's that coming up? What car are you doing that with?
I can't reveal too much about it.
Okay, sorry.
But
I don't want to
but basically, it's going to be our flagship series for the year.
Okay, cool.
For 2025.
Yeah, okay.
For this year. So it's coming out Q3, Q4.
Okay.
And it's going to be a team-based challenge. And I can't say too much more beyond that, but it's going to be really, really fun. All of our hosts are involved in it too. So generally speaking, our videos will be led by one or two hosts.
Right, it's one kind of a show theme and a host, right?
Yeah, but so this is kind of like the Avengers of all of them coming together. So it's really exciting, massive production. They're covering most of the continental United States. They're going to be driving coast to coast, so it's a pretty big deal.
Road tripping is the best.
Yes, which is something
Get
we
out
haven't
there
done a
and
lot
drive.
of
Yeah,
until recently,
totally.
but yeah, it's really fun and something we've wanted to do for a long time.
Rad. You guys have done other builds too? What are some other highlight builds over the years?
Yeah, we have a build series called High-Low,
Yeah.
where we take two identical cars. So for example, the first season we did Nissan 350Zs. One gets modified with cheap parts and one with expensive parts. And so we follow the saga of each car and we compare the parts along the way. So that we've got low car, which is the car of the people that everybody loves, versus high car, which is built money, no object. And yeah, we compare the differences between the parts and we find out if more expensive is more better.
So what are the findings?
Generally speaking, that is the case, but low is always kind of the scrappy underdog that you want to win. And
Totally.
there are definitely
Fan
cases,
favorites.
always cases
Yeah.
when you can get away with spending less money,
Yeah.
is generally the way it works.
Well, that's interesting. That's like a public service almost that you're doing there, right? If like, where
Yeah.
can you save a little bit money and where should you not save money, right?
Exactly. And so, yeah, we've had some interesting findings. And honestly, what we find is probably the imaginary mid car would be the one you'd want to do,
Yeah.
because you don't need to ball out, but you also don't need to go bottom of the barrel. But it's pretty fun. And we've done, 4 or 5 seasons of high-low at this point. So we've done the Zs, we did trucks, we just did a Mustang S550s.
Oh, that's
we built
cool.
into drag cars, which is very cool. Subaru WRXs as well. So yeah, that's a really fun series.
Is that your personal favorite? Is that your favorite thing to work on?
I mean, high-low is very high production value. It's very expensive, and usually we have to have a title sponsor to make it happen.
Because you got to buy the expensive parts too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we have another build series that we just did called Unclapped, where our host Tristan took, he bought the most clapped out Scion FRS that he could find. I'm talking like failed wide body, just like peeling paint,
Abandoned
bad wheels.
build, that kind of
It's
thing.
basically an abandoned build.
Yeah.
And the premise of the show was he was going to unclap the car and redo it, but with intention, doing it the right way. So he took this car, he actually finally has just finished it in the last couple weeks and turned it in from this derelict FRS into, it's supercharged. He painted it himself. It's got this beautiful body kit, but yeah, it's beautiful now. I mean, it's like absolutely night and day before and after. And I really like this series because Tristan has poured his heart and soul into doing it. And he's a new host too. So this was kind of the opportunity for like, hey, this is Tristan's show we're gonna give him. And he killed it, man. I mean, he's just absolutely saved this thing.
And with the build, you're really kind of showing, you can pour your personality into it, right? Like
Yeah.
the build ends up showing what kind of stuff you're into and almost what kind of person you are.
He put a GameCube in the trunk. A carbon fiber trunk, by the way. So we did a whole thing where he put carbon fiber stuff on it and then immediately screws a TV in the bottom of it so that he can play the GameCube. But
Amazing.
it's pretty cool. I love that car. We also built a lowrider
Almost
Miata.
like it's like a retro Pimp My Ride almost.
It is honestly very Pimp My Ride. It's the closest we've come.
Are people nostalgic about Pimp My Ride? Is that a thing that's happening already?
Y2K nostalgia
Yeah.
is here. And I think you're gonna see like vintage spinners hitting the market at pretty high prices now.
Totally.
And I think in terms of the used car market, now's the time to invest in that like
2000s is our most popular era. Like we have the most listings from the 2000s on BaT, and it's like where most of the
Oh,
heat
wow.
is right now. Yeah, it's interesting.
That doesn't surprise
It's
me.
End of analog era a little bit. It's like last cars before screens and
Yeah.
manual transmissions. Not everything's turbocharged yet.
I think a good indicator is that the youth are no longer really shooting film. They've transitioned over to like mid 2000s digital cameras, and that sort of like post Y2K tech era, and we're like the Motorola Razors and everything.
100%.
That is starting to become the nostalgia right now.
There's some phones and crazy things back then. I lived through that,
Yeah.
man. I'm 42, so I remember all that.
Yes, you were there. So I think a lot of those like Escalade EXT dubs and
I kind of like the Escalade EXT.
That's what I'm
I mean, you're not
saying,
supposed
man.
to admit that out loud, but I've always liked it.
I have a feeling you're gonna see Nissan Murano cross cabriolets
Oh yeah,
start
Our
appreciating.
staff's talking about them.
Yeah.
You kind of monitor what your staff is talking about for what's cool. What's the average age? Are you an old man at Donut?
No, well, I'd say probably like, I think we're mostly in our 30s at this
Yeah,
point,
okay.
but and I think we were probably in our late 20s on average 5 years ago. So I should say we've got some younger people in the building now, which is interesting. Like
Yeah, drag a 23-year-old in there. What
well,
are they
yeah, like-
excited about?
Pablo, who's over there at the
I
table.
met him,
over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, Pablo is in his early mid 20s, and it's so funny because his perspective is similar but very different. Like
Yeah.
the way he views an E36 is so much different than the way I always viewed an E36, which is that
That's
for
like
me,
that would be like a 2002 for you or something, right?
yeah, honestly, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, or something like that, like an E21 maybe. I don't know. So
E21s.
It's
yes.
interesting,
The
so.
unloved 3 Series. You ever thought about messing around with one of those? Those are cool
Yeah,
cars.
there
They
was-
were undervalued for a long time.
there was a neighbor that I had growing up who had one that was just parked outside, and I just always thought about like knocking on his door and making him an offer.
They need
but
a little help because they've got the big ugly bumpers on them.
You
and
can,
everything.
yeah, you put the Euros on there, and I think you just do an M20 swap, and
Yep.
you've got yourself a very nice sleeper car that
They're
people
great.
will
And
appreciate
a lot
when
of
they
them,
see.
they're
but
another one
yeah.
of those cars that got, because of UE30 guys, they got all the Recaro seats and gearboxes ripped out of them for many years, right?
Yeah,
so that everyone
exactly.
could swap them into O2s and
Yeah,
into other stuff.
the
so.
E30 community ruined a lot of very good cars. Yeah, all the Vaders and S52. I have an S52 in
totally.
mine as
a lot
well.
of
so,
E36.
yeah.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's a really good swap, I think.
I had never driven a swapped E30.
I'm not a huge fan of 4 cylinders in E30s, so I actually think that's the right move.
Yeah, I had only ever driven my E30 with the M20, and then I got our old host James basically gave me his engine because he got a new one that we did a video on.
Is it an S52?
S52, yeah. So he upgraded from an S52 to an S54. I got the hand-me-down S52, and it was my first time driving a swapped E30. I'm like, I hope I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Pro. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. What else should people know about Donut? You want to talk about other series? What other things should our community know about what you guys are doing?
That's such a good question.
I like your roof sweater, by the way. It's
Oh, thank
amazing.
you. Yeah,
it
thank
looks
you.
legit and authentic and period. Our listeners can't see that, but
Yeah, I'm wearing
green
his
roof.
green roof sweater. Yeah, I saw this. This was I think High Snob did a collab with them, and I saw it and I liked it. And what's funny about this sweater, I was wearing it once in public, and a woman came up to me and she said that she thought this sweater complemented my complexion very well.
Oh.
And it was one of the first times I've just been approached by a random stranger.
That's great. Well, you are a handsome man, and that sweater does look good on you, so that's great. Little yellow bird on there.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
Yeah, it's got a little yellow bird guy on there too. So yeah, I mean, as far as Donut goes,
I mean, you guys have a tremendous number of YouTube subscribers. It
we
makes
do.
me
Yeah,
incredibly jealous.
So we're over 9 million subscribers
Yep.
now, and it's been a really interesting year for us. You know, we've had
Talk
some.
about where you stand. Talk about your community a little bit, right? Because
Totally.
that's one of the things BAT and Donut have in common is we got to think about this audience of all these people
Yeah,
that
definitely.
that are looking at what we're doing.
So we had a little bit of an audience departure a year ago because some of our hosts left. You know, James, for example, Zach Job and Jeremiah, they were some of our main hosts, and they left to
They
go.
go way back. I met them at one of the very
Yeah.
first Radwoods many years ago.
Yeah. So they left to start their own channels, which, you know, I'm super stoked for them, and we're still friends. But, you know, a lot of people were kind of like, you know what, I want to go watch them instead.
Yep.
So this last year has been us introducing new hosts to the channel and kind of figuring out something new.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about the stuff we've been making.
I was just say, has
in
that
the
been
last
an
year.
exciting journey for you?
Extremely, yeah. We've got this Jimmy who actually has worked at Donut for longer than I have, but he's new on camera now. He went to Japan earlier in the year, and he did a ride along with these street racing Civic drivers on the Osaka Loop.
Wow.
And he just did this whole deep dive into this crazy subculture in Japan. And it's been our most successful video in the last, like, I want to say 2 or 3 years.
No
It's just,
kidding.
It's really struck a nerve with people.
The
what
youth,
people are
the
interested.
user, the youths, they're interested in Japan. They
Yeah,
love
I mean,
that.
it's cool. It's Japan.
All of our
but it
young
was
colleagues
also-
are always trying to get over to Japan. They love JDM cars. And
Yeah, we did a build series on a Civic also a while ago. It was a $500 Civic, and the premise was we would put expensive parts on it, and at the
EM1, what era Civic?
end, EG,
Yeah, okay.
EG hatch,
Yeah.
and we would put expensive stuff on it, like spoon brakes, and like we did a K20A swap, and
cool.
ITBs, and you know, full interior.
Please
and
tell me you didn't end up hating that car.
No, I love
Okay,
that car.
great.
That's one of the, I think that's the best car we've ever built.
Yeah.
It's like straight up
The
functionally
Civic Type
speaking.
R's, the original ones that just became legal here, that's like a dream car for me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the, I think like the EK9
Yeah.
Civic Type R. The idea was, can we make a better car than the new Civic Type R by spending the same amount of money and putting it into an old car? And our findings were, it's really hard to make a good car.
Yes, correct.
And the new cars are very good, but our Civic is sick.
As much as I love the old Civics, my dad had the classic SI EM1 coupe, right, that they sold, and we put 400,000 miles on that car, and I
Yeah.
loved it. But I have a relatively new Civic Si as my daily driver, and the old cars, they're delightful, but they are kind of tin cans. The new ones are just really nice cars.
I picked my mom up from the airport in this EG before we modified it, so it was still a $500 Civic at the time.
Kind of stock.
It had 400,000 miles,
Yeah.
faded paint, and the reason I was driving it was because I don't think I had a functional car at the time, and I'm like, I just borrowed it from my
Yep.
parking lot. picked her up and drove her across town, and it was pretty embarrassing. But
it had 400,000 miles on it. They're tanks, man. They're great cars.
that car turned me into a Civic
Yeah.
liker. I'd call myself a Civic liker. I don't want to call myself a Honda boy or anything like that, but I really gained an appreciation for those cars, and I understand why they got the reputation they did.
Totally.
They are sick, and they're like Legos too.
Yeah. You put all the little parts into them, and those motors are super fun, have a lot of character, so that's awesome. What else? What other shows? You got anything you want to tease? Anything coming up that's exciting?
When is this podcast coming out?
Next couple weeks.
Okay. I think by the time this podcast comes out, we will have another big show currently airing, which is one of our hosts, Justin, traveled across the entire continental United States on back roads.
Oh, sick. No interstate. Is that the idea?
No interstate. It's all as much off-road as possible.
Oh, off-road.
Off-road, back roads.
In a truck or a modified car?
A Subaru SVX.
Oh, I love SVXs. Those are great.
Has owned this car for God knows how long, and
still have an automatic transmission in it, or do you swap it?
It's swapped. Yeah,
okay.
It's a swapped car.
Great.
And he put a lift kit on it, basically turned it into a safari
Oh,
car.
Safari
He
SVX.
went full safari with it.
Okay.
Metal bumpers, lift kit, big tires, snorkel, and it's a 4-part series, which
Coast to coast?
coast to coast, east to west, starting in North Carolina and ending up in.
How was the car? Was it pretty reliable?
I mean, Justin has a reputation for breaking things, and it was not a drama-free drive.
Those cars had a couple issues with them.
Really, what it came down to was the car was reliable, but the aftermarket stuff, like the suspension, for example, we broke one of the coilovers and had to have another one sent in.
Yeah, okay.
I think there were probably some axles that
Fixing it on the side of the road?
A drive shaft, yeah, a lot of roadside fixes.
Cool.
So absolutely epic journey. And we're releasing all 4 episodes in the span of 1 week, which isn't something we typically do, but we really think it's like we're gonna make an event out of it. And if that's out by the time you're listening to this, I would highly recommend it.
I'm definitely gonna check it out when it comes out. I'm excited. I love stuff like that. I think a lot of YouTube viewers, myself included, I love roadkill. People want to see you guys suffer a little bit, right?
Unfortunately, yeah, the more miserable
Sucks for you
our
guys.
guys are, the more people enjoy the content. But it was something also kind of related to watching roadkill and everything is TV viewership is really high right now for YouTube, and we've been making content with the idea of people watching it on TV. So it's not so much like the like Mr. Beastie type content you'd watch on your phone or anything like that. This is basically a television series or a movie even of this
more long form.
You could sit down and spend 2 hours watching this whole thing, over the course of a couple
days.
I think a lot of
BaT
sitting,
staffers will be doing so, and we'll be enjoying it. That's rad.
It's a really cool series, so yeah, I definitely recommend that.
Awesome. Well, what else, man? What are you gonna do this week? What do you want to see?
Big week, yeah. So
I know you guys were busy as hell.
We had the Corvette thing today, which was very fun. Also, a crazy car. I mean, that ZR1. We're talking about 1,000 horsepower in a car that costs.
Well, is rear-wheel drive only. That's got to that's got to be the highest horsepower for a rear-wheel drive car, street car only, right?
Until you get into
because most of the 1,000 horsepower
territory.
Things are like 4-wheel drive or they're hybrid with a electric motor on the front.
I think when you're in hypercar territory, there might be a couple of other ones that might eclipse it, but for the price range, and I think these things retail like just shy of 200 or something.
Right. Which is a slamming deal when you think about it.
For what you get, I mean,
totally.
It's incredible. It shouldn't be that easy to drive it, and I think what scares me about a car like that is, in order for it to feel dangerous, you're going like 115 or something. I mean, it's like
I think about that all the
scary.
time. Even my freaking Civic, I'm like, I can't believe they just send people out with modern cars. I grew up driving really old cars, so for me, anything modern that's kind of performance oriented is pretty freaking fast. Especially if you get them out on a back road, and it's amazing that you don't need any special training or anything. They'll just toss you the keys. If you
Same
can write the
driver's
check.
license where you can drive that 400,000 mile Civic is a
Jump
jump
into the brand new crazy Corvette.
I mean, God bless us. But
I know. Yes, real freedom. I love it.
Other than that, I am going to do, there's a Cadillac reveal that we're going to tomorrow.
Cool.
And just trying to bop around the Quail and soak it all in.
Absolutely. Try to go downtown Carmel if you can. Just watch the crazy guys with supercars boffing around themselves.
Definitely.
A lot of the stuff here I find that's fun is the free stuff where you just watch people just kind of, oh my God, that's a crazy car that's going by. So anyway, I hope you have a little time to soak it up.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have enough leisure time, I think, to enjoy the scene. What about you? We got anything big going on?
We're going to go over to the Overcrest thing tonight, which is there are buddies that are doing a little thing up in Carmel Valley at a winery. We were talking about wineries, I think, before we started recording. Everything's at a winery here. My colleagues are racing here. I just told you our CEO, Randy, is racing a Mustang. Another colleague, Howard's racing a Porsche car. So try to do that. Usually we have an event here We've done one, gosh, for the last 6 or 7 years in a row. I would love to have you guys at one if we do it again here at Laguna, and we bring a bunch of what we call BaT alumni car, people who've bought cars on the site. We invite them out, they get trackside parking, free tickets to the race, and we come out and feed them.
Cool.
If you've ever gone to racetracks, it's always hard to find shade, water, and seats, so we try to provide that for people who've bought cars on the site.
Yeah, cool.
Bring them out here and hang out. We don't have that this year, so that means I actually get to bop around a little bit and maybe go see some stuff.
All right, enjoy the freedom.
Enjoy the freedom. A couple colleagues up. We're going to record a couple other pods, and yeah, just enjoy it. Soak it in.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to be here, and I'm gonna be back next year too. Oh, also, this is totally unrelated. So I bought a new daily driver recently.
Do tell.
The wagon is kind of probably going to get phased out of my fleet because I just bought a Cayenne diesel, which is something to look out for me if you see me on the road, because I'll be driving that.
Dang, that's cool. What do you think of, God, I haven't driven a Cayenne in forever. I've been ripping around the Macans a little bit and I love them, but what do you think about it?
Well, I bought it for a very good
They're
price.
a V6 turbo diesel,
Yeah,
is that what it is?
It's the TDI, it's a Dieselgate TDI.
Yeah, okay. Oh, cool.
And this is a 2013, so it's a second gen Cayenne, a 958.1. And I bought it very cheaply because it does not run. So I wish I could tell you how I like it, but the high pressure.
Is that content? Is everything content?
No, this one's for me. But yeah, I need to basically clean and replace the entire fuel system because the fuel pressure, or I guess the high pressure fuel pump exploded, which is a common issue with these, and a dealer will charge you $25,000 to fix it, and I think I can do it for $1,500 with the Rock Auto parts.
Do these have urea injection? Do you have to have that on these, or are these run clean enough without that?
Sorry, what is that?
Some of the late diesels, you have to inject a chemical into the exhaust to keep them clean.
Oh, the DEF.
Yeah, are you going to be able to get this to pass California smog?
Yeah, this one's going to be pretty stock, I think, for now, and we'll see. You know, I know there's tunes and everything, but I'm a little nervous about messing with it at this point. I'm not trying to roll coal on anybody.
Yeah.
But I've always liked Porsche SUVs in general, and I want a comfy daily that I can just,
So this is going to be a street car, or are you going to do a little off-roading with it too?
I'm going to do a little lift. I'm going to do some tires and a lightly modified.
You're going to start camping on the roof like everybody else?
I might turn into that guy. There's a very high
There's a slippery slope, I think, a little bit back.
Very high possibility.
Pretty soon you're going to be at Death Valley living on the roof of your Porsche.
Absolutely. And my girlfriend has a lifted Forester that we did a whole build on, and we did put wheels and tires and overlanded it out.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll probably be hitting Alabama hills pretty soon with that. So.
Love it down there. I grew up in SoCal. I miss it down there, man. Awesome. Any parting shots?
Parting shots. No, check out Donut. Follow me on Instagram.
What's that?
Max Maddox.
Great. We can link to all that too in our post.
Cool. That's all I got.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for doing this. I know it was a little bit of a struggle to get over here. So
no worries, man. Everything's a struggle around here, but it could be worse. There are worse places to be stuck in traffic. So
rad. Thanks, dude.
Of course, man.
And thanks everyone for listening, and we will catch you next time.